or more. What was I going to start doing with my life? I was always moody, I wasn't happy, and I was broke. Basically facing the unknown. And if there's one thing I know is that it can be very frustrating. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Dara as usual. So guys, I have really procrastinated in making this video. I've been working on balancing my 9 to 5, my remote work, and actually basically creating a video. It is not easy, I'm not going to lie. Today's Saturday and I'm actually shooting this video on a Saturday because my Mondays to Fridays and Sundays, because I have to go to church, are always choked. So that's why I really tried to shoot this video today, because if I don't shoot it today, I don't know the next time I'm going to shoot the video, and I need to get it ready. I need to do it and edit it so it could be ready before Thursday. So you guys be expecting this video on Thursday, but it's not something I should say either. So on today's video, I'm going to be talking about a topic that is quite personal to me to a very small extent. Small extent because I think this is something that is also most relatable. Relatable to most people. So I'm going to be talking about transitional anxiety, or what I would like to call new phase anxiety. Transitional anxiety is when you have feelings of stress or worry surrounding a profound change in life. So I'm going to be sharing a quick story that goes on when I experienced this new phase anxiety at a certain point in my life. So in 2018, that was when I left school. I was 20 then, so I left school, and my department was having some kind of accreditation issues. So unlike my other level mates, that it was a time for them to prepare for their service year and all that, but it was different in my case because my family was still trying to figure the whole thing out. So I was not even able to do my clearance and all, so we just finished writing exams. So instead of staying back in school, I had to come home, and that was in 2019. So January I got a job. Yeah, I got a job, but I did that job for like 3 to 4 months. I'm not going to say where, but I did it for 3 to 4 months, and I was told to stop coming. And for someone that actually left school that got a job, and I was pretty excited because I had something I was doing. I started seeing money from something I was doing, and it kind of made me happy. But it was after I stopped working that it now dawned on me that what was I going to start doing with my life? Because at that moment I did not have a skill. Like, I was skillless and jobless, and it dawned on me that I didn't have anything I was doing, and I was just going to be staying at home, and I felt bad. I was now like, it made me understand that I didn't get a chance to prepare for the next phase, because prior to graduation, I wasn't really prepared. I wasn't really thinking about what I was going to do in my life, what I was going to do next. Like, I just didn't think about that, and I think that was something that I didn't do well, because it was obvious I was facing some sort of anxiety. That moment made me realize that I'm in a new phase that I didn't prepare for, and it was making me anxious. I was always moody, I wasn't happy, and I was broke. So there was nothing exciting about that feeling. But then going forward, in order for me not to overthink the situation and not fall into depression, I started reading. I started buying books with the little money I had, and I started reading. I was still idle. I started to depend on my mom. But she wasn't complaining anyway. So it was around October, that I decided to join. I told you guys in my first video that I work with a foundation. That was when I joined because I saw amazing things they were doing on Facebook. So I reached out. So I became a part of the organization. But I actually started as an intern. So it was during the course of my internship I learned the skill I have now that's giving me money, and I am super grateful. So that was it. That was how I was able to pull through. Yeah, I didn't actually give the full story, because had it been I started giving the full story, this video is going to be long, and I don't want this video to be long. The second time I almost experienced this transition anxiety was after my NYSC, which was just like 2 months ago, almost, because this time around I'm better prepared and guarded. So it wasn't, I could just feel it, because I mean there's no way you can just be entering a new phase of life and you would not have thoughts and little bit frustrations and thoughts always about it. So I think that was my case, but this time around it wasn't like the first one, because the first one I was clueless, but this time around I wasn't like as clueless as I was when I just left school. So initially I was going to make this video to be centered on NYSC, post-NYSC anxiety, but I thought about it and I realized that post-NYSC anxiety is just a part of transition anxiety, a part of a new phase of life anxiety. So that's why I decided to make it a general thing instead of NYSC anxiety. But then NYSC anxiety is actually a thing. Go and ask core members that have passed out. They'll give you the real gist. The difference between the first time I experienced this anxiety and now that I finished my NYSC is that, unlike the first time, I am not as clueless as I was. I am better prepared. I started thinking about my life after service. Like, I've always been thinking about my life after service, because I think I'm not going for my service immediately after school actually helped. I got to work, I got to learn a skill, I got to experience people, I got to experience life after school, and it was like, after NYS, it was just like, let me go and continue from where I stopped. So it was not really a bother to me. This new phase is a moment in life when you're basically facing the unknown. And if there's one thing I know, is that it can be very frustrating. If you are experiencing this new phase anxiety currently, just know that, like the name implies, it's a phase and you definitely get through it. You just need to learn to take control and take charge of the situation and just be patient. It will soon be over. You will soon get over it. And I'm going to be sharing with us what I do that helps me sometimes, or is helping me now. Okay, first thing to know, that will help you to get over this new phase anxiety when you're experiencing it, is to know that it's not avoidable. It's not a situation that you can just like avoid when you want to, but it's a situation that you know that you definitely get through. It is something you would experience in your life. When you're going to school as a young person, it's a new phase. When you're leaving school as a young person, you're entering a new phase of life. There are new phases every step of our life. When you want to get married, like, it's something that is part of us, and it's the earlier you get to control it, the earlier you prepare for it ahead of time, the better you take control. One is that you shouldn't be open to external pressures, which is actually very hard. Not very hard anyways, but it's something that we should do. Me and you that is facing the anxiety, yes, we should not be open to external pressures. We should learn to take it one step at a time. Yes, one day at a time, and before you know it, you'll be settling into the new phase and you'll be wondering how you actually did it, but it's doable. So say no to pressures. Another thing that would help us in getting through this new phase anxiety is to have someone that we talk to. We should learn to lean on others for strength sometimes. Not all the time, Sha. I mean, I'm not saying go and lean on everybody. Definitely you should have your person, somebody that you know that when you talk to, the person would understand. So don't try to do it alone. Always have somebody to fall back to, somebody that would help you, somebody that will advise you. Exercise regularly. I mean, exercising is good. There's this thing about when you exercise, you tend to release bad toxins, negative energy. You just be free and you just be light. That's one thing that exercising does, and it's something that is advised that you do whenever you're experiencing this kind of anxiousness when it comes to new phase. So I'm telling you guys, I'm even telling myself to be exercising. I used to jog, but that was a few months ago. But since I came back home, I need help. Another one is that we should have this optimistic view of the future. When you're thinking about what you're going to do next, how you're going to get through this phase, always be hopeful. Always think about the positive things. Always see yourself conquering the situation at hand, and pray. There's nothing God cannot do. Just pray. There's something about prayer. It relieves the burden. And when you talk to God, you just feel free. just be hopeful. You just know that something good is coming. So, and the last one is for you to always remember that these too shall pass. Like I said earlier, it's a phase. It does not remain permanent. It will just come and it will go. Just don't always beat yourself up about it. Don't let yourself fall into depression because of it. Just be hopeful, pray, know that it will always pass, and you're going to be alright at the end of the day. In conclusion, guys, I just want us to know that life transitions are challenging. It forces us to let go of the familiar and face the future with a feeling of vulnerability. And that is totally fine. You'll be fine. We will be fine. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Your comments are important to me, so don't forget to drop them down below. I'll be watching and I'll be waiting to read them. Before I go, I would like to give a birthday shout out to these 4 special persons in my life. My sister Nancy, my friend Bella, another of my friend Chinedu, and my beautiful roommate Stella. If there is something about these 4 persons, is that they support me without reason, and I am so grateful to them. And happy birthday, guys! I love you. Although their birthdays have passed now. We've come to the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notification, guys. Thank you all so much, and until the next video, this is Sarah. I love you.